That is what gives you wisdom. And once you have wisdom, once you have powerful intellect, you apply this knowledge, you live these values in your day to day life, at home, at work. So these are the main points which we discussed in this topic. So, any questions? So, all clear? Excellent. So, let's move on to the next topic. Mind needs monitoring. So, can you read the first paragraph, please, Raji?
Mind needs monitoring. The mind has the tendency to pick up likes and dislikes from the world. And by a constant feeding of this tendency, it develops a stockpile of likes and dislikes. These attractions and aversions turn out to be the worst offenders in your life. To crown it all, your parents, your friends, your well-wishers aggravate the problem by further humoring your likes and dislikes. This stockpile acts as a motor, driving you to what you like and avoiding what you dislike. The pursuit of your likes and avoidance of your dislikes works to your detriment. Another problem with these preferences is that the external world cannot cater to them at all times. You like summer and hate winter. You run after profits and detest losses. You crave for honor and shun dishonor. Thus, the firm likes and dislikes of a person in constant contact with the ever-changing world must necessarily create friction. A static object contacting a moving surface would naturally cause friction, abrasion. To avoid such adversity in life, a person must rise well above the undulations and fluctuations of the external world.
Perfect. Likes and dislikes, they are called as raga dveshas. That is the Sanskrit word. It comes from Bhagavad Gita. Likes and dislikes, ragas and dveshas. So, at this moment, all of us, we are nothing but a bundle of likes and dislikes at all levels of your personality, if you carefully analyze, starting from physical level, emotional level, intellectual level, even spiritual level, you bring your likes and dislikes. Now, problem with likes and dislikes is there is no correlation to your obligations. Fine, there's nothing wrong in having likes and dislikes, but you are victimized by them, by these likes and dislikes. So when we say you are victimized by them, meaning they interfere with your obligations in life, at home, at work, as a member of a society, even when you try to put efforts to become a better human being. That's what I meant by spiritual path. You bring in your likes and dislikes. So there is no correlation to what you ought to do, what is beneficial to you. So therefore, they become counterproductive. And since early childhood, you have cultivated these likes and dislikes. I mean, innocently. That is number one. Number two, your likes and dislikes are fixed. And world by definition is changing. It's in a constant flux of a change. So therefore, it is bound to create a friction. So that's what that friction equals mental agitations. You like summer, 6 to 7 months, perhaps 8 months. You're not happy if you're living in a cold part of the world. You like to be honored. When people do not honor you, they do not praise you, it bothers you. Home also, you want your spouse's nature in a particular way. When that does not happen, it bothers you. So world means change, and our likes and dislikes are fixed. So that's what creates that friction. That is what creates mental agitations. So you have to find out. It's a good exercise. We have mentioned this in the past. What are your likes and dislikes? Prepare a chart, simple chart, at physical level. These things, I like these things, I don't like these things. Just because you like certain thing, that does not mean you need to discard. If it is interfering with your life, then you need to examine them. Simple example is at physical level. You like particular type of a food, junk food. Once in a while it is okay, but is it affecting my health? Find out. I don't like to do exercise. I like to neglect my body. In the sense, I like to laze around. Find out what it can do to you. In your workplace, you like people to function in a particular way. Find out whether it is in your interest. Finances, very important. You like to live beyond your means. How it affects you. Spiritual level, it's not easy to stay focused on what you are doing. That disciplined study, rare is a seeker who does that disciplined study. Whatever you feel is good is based on science, the science of Vedanta. That's what I mean. Stick to that particular syllabus, that particular curriculum. But if you start going all over the place, you read this book, read that book, listen to this lecture, listen to that lecture, you're not going to get anywhere. So mind likes to do that. This is my point. You will not grow. 30 years is a long time in this field, in the Vedanta. So I've seen people who, what happens to them when they don't stick to discipline study? They end up getting confused. Sometimes personality derails. So same mind can bother you in any facet of life. This is the point. Now, what's the solution? So that's what he's going to tell us in the next paragraph with that poem, the Daffodils. Now, I'm sure most of you had done that poem, the Daffodils. But here we are going to compare only one point. See, end of the day, likes and dislikes, they are nothing but too much of focus on your personalities is self-centeredness. It's all about me, I. And when world does not cater to you, to your I, that ego, problem comes. And it's not that problem is going to go away. Whole life it will remain with you if you do not give lift to your personality. So how do you give lift to your personality? That's the main message in a poem. So comparison is to a cloud. It's all symbolic. And how cloud functions in a total spirit of detachment and with the attitude of service and sacrifice. These are 2 points you need to note down. The highest service which you can do, that's what cloud is symbolic. It just keeps on serving the whole world. And it does that in a spirit of detachment, and only intention is to help others. That attitude of service and sacrifice. So, whatever you do in life, at home, at work, you have to do your duties. There is no doubt. So, if you do your duties in the spirit of detachment and with the attitude of serving others, that attitude of service and sacrifice, which is referred to as loka sangraha, we often use that word. You must function for the welfare of others, for the welfare of society, of course using your intellect, not indiscriminately, it goes without saying. So when you function with this attitude, wherever you are, it gives a lift to your personality. Otherwise whole life you will be a disturbed person. It's a question of more or less, meaning self-centeredness. No self-centered person can be happy. It's a law of life. And more self-centered you are, more you'll be victimized by these likes and dislikes, because the whole focus is on I, my. So how do you come out of that? That focus on your personality to something else. So for that, you need to function with the spirit of service and sacrifice and in the spirit of detachment. Start from your home. You don't have to do anything different. Do your obligations towards your spouse, towards your husband, towards your wife, in the spirit of detachment. You may be service minded, but then you may expect something. You may get involved. That's not detachment. So you need to do your obligations, number one, in the spirit of detachment. Similarly, work, you do your obligations, you have your duties, but don't get involved in them. Do them in a spirit of detachment. So if you function with this attitude, then only your personality will get a lift. And only when your personality gets that lift, meaning you are calm and composed, that's what is meant by your personality gets the lift. You are truly prepared for study, reflection, contemplation, meditation. There is no other way. Otherwise, you will remain at the gross level of your personality, which is nothing but mental agitations. Yes, duties are must. Whatever you are doing, you need to carry on. First of all, you created these duties. It's okay. Do it in the spirit of detachment. But your ultimate aim is to find out your identity. You have no other purpose in life. But it's easier said than done. Why can't we do it? Because our personality does not get that lift. That initial phase is difficult. Why our personality does not get that lift? Because we are caught up in these likes and dislikes. And how are these likes and dislikes created? Too much focus on I, me. So we'll read the next paragraph and the poem, but only these 2 points you need to note down in the poem. What are the 2 points? You must function in the spirit of detachment. I mean, whatever duties you are doing, you must do them in the spirit of detachment. And your attitude should be to serve and sacrifice in whatever you do. So let's find out what Swamiji is saying.
William Wordsworth, the great English poet, has indicated the way to rise above this abrasive world and reach a state of peace and bliss. In his famous poem, The Daffodils, Wordsworth describes a person who has risen above the ups and downs of the external world. They are the fluctuations and altercations that people meet in life, such as heat and cold, profit and loss, joy and sorrow, and the host of opposites. Wordsworth poetizes the way to rise above these natural vicissitudes is by wandering lonely as a cloud. Wandering implies moving about without a place or person to return to, which speaks of one's sense of detachment. The word lonely qualifying wandering implies none other accompanying the person, again indicating a lack of attachment. A person roaming thus in a spirit of perfect detachment may be living a fruitless life, even being a menace to the society. On the contrary, the poet eulogizes him by comparing him to a cloud. A cloud gives rain which confers growth and prosperity to the world. The comparison to a cloud would therefore mean that he is an embodiment of service and sacrifice. His life being dedicated to strive for the welfare of people. Such thought and action would generate peace and joy in the world, which the poet picturizes as reveling at the sight of the golden daffodils. And towards the end, he concludes how through study, contemplation, and meditation, one reaches the pinnacle of human perfection, merging with nature, the supreme, which he dramatizes as dancing with the daffodils. The poem. The daffodils. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. William Wordsworth.
So there is only one message in this poem. What is that message? Already I have said that in the introduction. There's only one point. If it hits you, your life is made. What is that point? You need to unmute yourself, Tim. We couldn't hear you.
Live a life of service and sacrifice, and in the process through detachment.
Perfect. Anyone else?
Amitji, I think it also means trying to have that personality, like you mentioned, like try to elevate the personality from grosser things to subtler understanding via Vedanta studies, other these scriptural tools.
Correct. You're absolutely right. But what does it mean? Yes, this is where study of Vedanta, where we learn and understand these values. Detachment and sacrifice. That's the value we are talking about. So without knowledge, how can we learn? But the question is, how do you apply them in your day-to-day life? See, therefore, he is comparing such a person to a cloud. So how do you apply this at home, at work, in whatever you do in life? That's the whole point.
Be self-sufficient.
I mean, that is independently true, but how it is applicable here?
Removing our likes and dislikes with the Vedantic knowledge, making sharp intellect, what is in our favor and detachment, and then go from there.
Correct. I mean, both of you are right, but this is how you overcome your likes and dislikes. So my point is, I'm trying to give a very practical example. How do you function like a cloud in your home? How do you function like a cloud in your workplace? How do you function like a cloud with that attitude as a member of a society? That's the application part of this.
You remove your self-centeredness and you remove the ego.
How?
By just doing what you ought to do.
There are only 2 points. There is no third point. I mean, how can a husband apply this towards his wife? How can he
Detachment
function
and
as a cloud?
service, detachment and service mindset.
Mhm.
By doing selfless action.
What is that? Give examples. What is? Do you do anything different? Do you do anything extraordinary? Day to day, morning till night. What is it that you have to do?
Just do what you have to do. Don't expect the returns or anything. Just whatever you think it is right, think about that and do it. And don't look for any reward or anything, for betterment of everything.
Just do what you ought to do
So,
in a spirit of detachment. That's it. Do your duties towards your wife, towards your husband. No rights. Do your duties in a spirit of detachment. See, that's the comparison. Then see, cloud is what? Cloud is so beneficial. Are you following? Wherever cloud goes, there is prosperity. And also it is not aware of what it is doing. It's all poetry, but I'm trying to give you the practical explanation. So in serving the humanity, it gives itself away. Ultimately, cloud dissolves, gives rain and dissolves. Meaning there is no ego, there is no arrogation. Functions in the spirit of detachment. That's what it means. Does its duties and in the spirit of detachment. So if it inspires you, I mean, you can tell yourself, I want to function as a cloud wherever at home. What should be my attitude towards my spouse? I do my duties in a spirit of detachment. I do my duties towards my children in a spirit of detachment. In my workplace, this is how I function. As a member of society, this is how I function. So wherever you go, whatever you do, this attitude will follow you. And when you get established in that attitude, slowly but surely, these self-centered likes and dislikes, they will go away. Otherwise, the whole life you will be victimized by these likes and dislikes. So how you come out of that? That's the discussion. Let's not forget the main point. We all are victimized by our likes and dislikes. So there's nothing but too much of focus on the personality. That's what breeds these likes and dislikes. And most people, they will live that life, they will die with these self-centered likes and dislikes. Why can't they come out of that? For that, like somebody said, you need this knowledge. This is where we understand these values, these higher values. And when you live these higher values, detachment, service, and sacrifice, slowly you will come out of that self-centeredness. And when you do that, as you do that, to the extent you do that, you will find yourself peaceful, calm, and composed. And when you are calm, when you are composed, slowly you start understanding your true purpose of life. Your mind and intellect become available to study and reflect on Vedanta. Otherwise, it will not be available. And slowly you go to the next level. You become more contemplative, and one day it will take you towards meditation and towards the ultimate goal. So, therefore, we said it is important to give that initial thrust to your personality, which is not happening to most people. Are you following the thought flow? Once you get that lift, then it is easy. It's like a plane taking off. Once it takes off, it is easy. But that taking off requires so much of power, isn't it? So it's a simple message, no complications. To understand, to apply, obviously, it is a lifetime effort, initially. So are we okay? Any doubts?
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
If the mind, see, it is you understand clearly in our regular life, but mind is so opinionated. Even note needed, an opinion comes in your mind, and then you think right away, why I'm thinking that? But it keeps popping up. Maybe it is because of a likes, or this is the way I want to be. Depends on our likes and dislikes.
Correct. See, it is nothing but likes and dislikes. And it's not that one fine day you can get rid of your likes and dislikes. First of all, you should be aware. The fact that you're asking this question, I'm not personalizing. I mean, it's a good question. You are aware that, yes, I'm victimized by like a particular like and dislike. So that once you are aware, half the battle is won. Then comes the question of applying with your intellect, existing intellect, with powerful intellect. So awareness is the way to go about to begin with. Then comes the change. See, it has whole life. You have been entertaining likes and dislikes, and suddenly how can you see a person who is lazy? Give you a simple example. He or she understands that my laziness is responsible for my health problems. You may understand, but then to act on it is not easy. When you get up in the morning, oh my God, do I have to go to the gym? Do I have to do yoga? Likes and dislikes. You like to do that. So it's going to take a while to come out of that. So any like and dislike is like that. It's a force which you have created due to your past action, you can't change it suddenly. Are you with me?
Yeah, but this opinionated mind, even it is not related to you, but your sharp mind right away figure it out that why they says this or why they has nothing to do with you.
No, that is likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
I like this opinion, I don't like that opinion. This is what people are discussing all the time. I like this political party, I like that political party. I like this, I like that. So that's what we said. Likes and dislikes could be at various levels of your personality, physical level, emotional level, intellectual level. So example you are giving is perhaps at intellectual level, ideas and ideologies. So it's not easy to overcome them without this knowledge. That's the point.
Thank you.
Principle is same. Examples we can go on multiplying. Principle is same.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe if you act on your likes and if you don't act on your likes and dislikes, do I make myself open to being manipulated by the self-centered people with strong minds?
See, when we say don't act on your likes and dislikes, that means act on your obligations. Do your obligatory duties. It has got nothing to do with others.
Okay.
I don't like to do exercise, no, likes and dislikes. It's my obligation towards myself to keep myself fit. I like to eat junk food. It is my obligation to eat healthy food. So likes and dislikes are subjective. It has got nothing to do with others. So when you're saying, if I don't act on likes and dislikes, will I be manipulated by others? I mean, there is no correlation that to being manipulated by others. Likes and dislikes, the concept of likes and dislikes is for you.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking, that's the way I understood your question. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sometimes others interpret it as like, he's like a weakling. He does whatever we want him to do.
No, that is not acting on likes and dislikes. Then that will be acting on your convictions.
Yeah.
You have understood the importance of this knowledge. You like to participate in these lectures, and incidentally, that's your obligation. To become a better being is your obligation. So you have that conviction.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be misconstrued by people who are victims of likes and dislikes. It is their problem, it's not your problem. They like you to function in a particular way. Or it is a nice weather. Let's go out for a walk. There's nothing wrong with that. But they may not have the concept of likes and dislikes. So therefore, they are trying to drag you with them.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you.
So are we okay?
Yes, Amaji. Thank you.
Group, any doubts from this topic? All right. Next topic, please.
The mind wreaks havoc. With the lack of control by the intellect, the unrestrained mind can cause considerable damage. The extent of damage suffered at different facets of human life is briefly covered below. 1. The minds of personnel left unchecked, uncontrolled, develop avarice, greed for unlimited wealth and power. The pressures mount in the absence of intellectual governance, with the result financial institutions resort to limitless lending while the concerned parties indulge in indiscriminate borrowing. And both gravitate to financial losses and crashes, culminating in bankruptcy. Such actions, lacking intellectual acumen, would create, besides economic crisis, severe mental agitation in them.
See, now he's telling us how mind can be counterproductive in your day-to-day life. So there are, I think, 5 different facets or points he's analyzing for us. So the first point is richness and poverty is not in the quantum. You have to grapple this to your soul. Everybody is chasing the quantum. 99.99% people, they believe that if I earn X amount of wealth, I'll be rich. You can't live without wealth. It goes without saying. But richness or poverty is not in the quantum. It is that feeling. What is that feeling which makes you rich or which makes you poor?
So satisfaction
Correct. But what is that satisfaction? That's the question.
of you are complete, you don't need anything to be
You're
happy.
completely.
You don't need anything from outside to be satisfied. You
Yeah,
are.
but how do you're not wrong, but when do you develop that feeling?
You
Here's the
believe,
question.
you're believing that you are wealthy, or you believing that you are poor. The belief as such.
It's a belief, it's that attitude.
Attitude.
The point is, when do you feel rich and when do you feel poor? That's the whole point. See, it is nothing to do with the quantum. We already said that. If it is not in the quantum, then when do you feel rich or when do you feel poor? That's the question. No answers.
When your desire is more than what you actually possess, you're poor. And when your desires are like less than, whatever you have achieved, you're rich.
Perfect. The moment your desires go beyond your income, you're poor. There's no connection with the income. So the moment your desires are within your income, you are rich. So is that mental feeling? Somebody used the word satisfaction. So it's correct. So you feel rich when your income, when your expenses are below your desires. You feel poor the moment your expenses go beyond your desires. So therefore, we say it is not in the quantum. The whole world is chasing quantum. So therefore, is discussing. There is no end to earning wealth. Vedanta is not against earning wealth. You need wealth for everything in life. But if you don't understand this, then greed comes over. Greed takes over your personality. And once you are victimized by greed, avarice, there is no end to earning money. You may earn all the money in the world, still you will not be satisfied. So this is what people don't understand. So even when they have the capacity, see, if you develop this capacity to manage your expenses within your income, at any stage of your life, you will feel rich. That's the beauty. You will enjoy life. You will feel satisfied. But if you don't do that, throughout your life, you will feel poor. You may have all the money in the world, but as far as you are concerned, you feel poor. So the practical application of this concept is you must learn to be frugal in your life. Again, being frugal means managing your expenses within your income. That is frugality. Frugality is different for different people. You can easily afford to buy BMW 5 Series. I'm giving you a practical example. You go for 3. That is frugality. You can easily afford to buy a 7-bedroom house. You go for 4-bedroom house. You go for 5-bedroom house. That is being frugal. Opposite of this is you can afford 4-bedroom house. You go for 7-bedroom house. So be frugal. When you are frugal, you will be peaceful, and also you will grow in material field as a person as such. So I repeat, when you are frugal, you are peaceful, and also it gives you growth in your own profession, in your own finances, and also spiritually. And the second practical point which we often mention is you must learn to standardize your needs. Very, very important. Whatever your needs are, you must put a ceiling, self-imposed ceiling on that, and avoid going beyond that ceiling. If you have to, for whatever reasons, it's not that you are phonetically attached to that, but you have to put that ceiling on your desires. You have to standardize your needs. I need a particular pen. You may standardize what pen you need. It could be a $10 pen, or it could be a cross pen, or it could be Mont Blanc. Each one has got a different capacity, but then you standardize on that. Otherwise, every time you pass a shop, there is some offer, you feel like buying it. Simple example I'm giving you. If you are in profession, you're in business, you need formal clothes, isn't it? So how many like suits or blazers I need? It could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5. Be comfortable, no need to scrounge, but have that fixation. Otherwise, each time there is a sale, you will end up buying it. And in America, when there is no sale is the question. It's a unique place in the world. 24/7, 365 days in a year, we are having a sale. So therefore, just go and look into your cupboard. You will understand what I am saying. Some of the houses, you can't even enter the cupboards. His and her. You can't. The moment you open, the whole thing falls down. That is only the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even talked about the basement. Innocuously it happens. So standardize your needs at all levels. I'm giving you a simple example. A particular car, I mean, you don't have to scrounge. Whatever you feel you can afford. It could be BMW 3 Series, it could be Lexus, it could be Tesla, it could be whatever you feel. And I will stick to it. Phone. I will use, let's say, iPhone for 3 years, 5 years. Otherwise, every 6 months, 1 year, you upgrade. I know people, every year or sometimes 6 months, 8 months, they are waiting. They want to upgrade their phone. I mean, we can go on multiplying examples. So it's nothing, it's not a rocket science. Be frugal, doesn't matter what is your income, and standardize your needs. So that's what gives you peace. That is what gives you growth. And at any time in your life, keep your expenses below your what?
Earning.
Income.
Earning below your, that's
Income.
what gives you that richness. That is richness. It's not quantum. Are we okay? Then at physical level, the next.
Two, at the physical level, a mind bereft of intellectual guidance excessively indulges in sensual pleasures of the world. As a result, people not only lose their energy and strength, but the very pleasure they derive therefrom. Hence, you would need a well-governed mind even to enjoy the pleasures of the world. Another problem relating to the body is the mind's tendency to laze and avoid physical exercises, causing a loss of fitness and health. Here again, the mind would need the active supervision of the intellect to observe a disciplined life with a proper schedule of food intake and exercises for the body.
So, two important points. You need to have self control. And self control is not self denial. Most people, they misunderstand. Oh, I have to deny, I can't contact, I can't enjoy. There is no such thing. You should call the shots. So the moment sense objects they start calling the shots, you're in trouble. So sense control or self control as far as your senses are concerned. And again, it is by education. I mean, what will happen if I indiscriminately indulge in the sense objects? You need to ask yourself that question. You like to have a glass of champagne once in a while. I'm just giving you a simple example. Fine. I mean, there is nothing wrong in that, or a peg of scotch once in a while you have to have. But if you go on indulging in that, what will happen? It will cost you your health. And if you become really indulgent, then you lose that joy also, incidentally. Every day you want to have a good food. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What's the big deal? You want to party every breakfast. I want to party. Lunch, I want to party. Dinner, I want to party. I mean, where is the enjoyment as far as food is concerned? See, some of you who've been to the Vedanta Academy, there are breakfast, there are 2 or 3 items. Lunch, there are 2 or 3 items. Dinner, mostly there are 2 or 3 items. I'm not talking about the retreat. Retreat time, we pamper you. That's not real food. We pamper you so that you can focus on the knowledge. So it's not that you are denying yourself anything. So self-control is not self-denial. Understand that. It is mastery on the senses. That is number one. Number two, it is extremely important to take care of your health. Even Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad, they talk about it. The theme of the scriptures is self-realization, transcendental. But they come to our level to lift us up because they know what is our problem. So there is a natural tendency, there could be a tendency in you that not to do exercise or not to be careful about your food. So if your health does not cooperate, what can you achieve in life? Forget about spiritual achievement. Even your own profession, you will not be able to achieve anything. You will not be able to do your duties at home towards your spouse, towards your children. So it's important to take care of your health. Whatever exercise appeals to you. It's not that you need to join the most expensive gym and all that. And if you want to do that, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. And just at home, you can do yoga. When weather is good, go for a walk, stretch. And as far as food is concerned, it's a very simple formula. Less spice and oil, and avoid eating sweets. I mean, take it easy. It's not, you cannot avoid completely. Less spice, less oil. Now, within this parameter, now you eat what you want to eat. Sky is the limit. You like Chinese, eat Chinese. You like Thai, eat Thai food. You want to eat Vietnamese food, eat Vietnamese food. You want to eat Ethiopian food, you eat Ethiopian food. You want to eat South Indian food, you eat South Indian food. Less spice, less oil. And take easy on what?
Oil and spices.
Wreaks.
Desserts. It's okay. Once in a while, once in a week, you want to have twice a week. It's okay. Every day you want to eat donut. Every day you want to eat ice cream. Every day you want to eat pancakes. Every day you want to eat chocolates. So very simple formula. 3 things you need to follow as far as food is concerned. What is it? Don't ask for the menu. I don't know how to cook. You're asking the wrong person. I can give you the parameters. 3 things as far as your food is concerned. What is it?
Less oily, less spicy,
Hmm?
and less sweet.
That's it. You eat what you want to eat. What else you want? Isn't it? Then at emotional level, number 3, next point.
Three, at the emotional level, the mind could cause damage to a person if its feelings and emotions have their own way. At every moment of his life, they have to be steered by the intellect in the right direction. To cite a few examples, a child may scream to avoid a life-saving vaccine. Her mother's emotions may rise and even stop the doctor from giving her the pain and suffering of the vaccine. This could prove fatal to the child. The intellect, therefore, must overpower such surface emotions and administer the vaccine, though painful. Likewise, an elderly person suffering from acute diabetes may be fond of sweets. He may emotionally crave for them, but the doctor does not yield to his mind's craving. He strictly maintains the rational stance: no more sweets. In either case, to quote William Shakespeare, you may have to be sometimes cruel, only to be kind.
See, it's extremely important for you to understand this particular paragraph. So, what is telling us? Do not act on surface emotions. That's the problem a lot of people have. Emotions may be good, but it could be detrimental to you and also to others. In fact, this is the very backdrop of Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? That Arjuna became emotional because he saw in the opposite army his own kith and kin, his own cousins, his own friends. So he said, how can I fight against these people? It's a good emotion. Why do you want to hurt somebody unnecessarily? But he forgot it was a clash of righteousness versus unrighteousness. He completely forgot. He went by superficial emotions. They were the villains. Those in the opposite camp, all sorts of atrocities they had committed. But he went by superficial emotions. So you need a powerful intellect to understand that. Otherwise, you will be victimized. The simple example is giving is a child may cry, "Mom, I don't want to take a shot," you know, and mom may say, "Okay, baby, you know, it hurts. Why you want to take?" It's a good emotion, but it's a very superficial emotion. And what could be the consequences if the child does not take a shot, isn't it? Or in a workplace, there is an employee who is like consistently not punctual. So you may reason with him or her, try to find out what's the issue. But if it continues, you need to take a strict action. You need to discipline that person. The person may protest, "What are you doing? Why did you do this? I hate you for this." See, you can't go by your surface emotions. So we can go on multiplying examples. So what you need to understand is it is the intention that is important. If you understand this, then you can't get confused. So therefore, he's giving the example from the Hamlet. You may have to be sometimes cruel only to be kind. So he's talking about Hamlet. He is going to his mother's chamber to bring her to her senses, because his uncle killed his father and married his mother in a month, and his mother is not able to see the villain in his uncle. So he's telling himself, I mean, I have to, it's about time I put some sense into this lady. So I'm going to fire her. I'm going to say things to her. But the intention is to be kind. And mother may protest, "Oh, how can you're my own baby? How are you scolding your own mother?" and all that, you know, emotional number jumbo may happen. So it's extremely important to understand this. Don't act on your superficial emotions. Even this point may apply to Uncle Sachdeva's questions. I mean, if somebody is interfering with your, me didn't directly ask, but I am giving you that as an example, this question, no, the practical application. Somebody is imposing their likes and dislikes on you, and you have a conviction to follow a particular path. That person may protest and scream and whatever. I mean, don't go by surface emotions. This is the point, isn't it? So long time back when I was visiting India, I mean, I go every year. This happened maybe 10, 12 years back. So my niece was getting married. And I was in India, let's say, for 3 weeks. And I was living on, let's say, 25th January. Her wedding was on 15th February, 3 weeks after my date of departure. So my sister said, "How can you not attend your niece's wedding?" To which I said, "Yeah, if I'm in India during that time, I can attend, but I had commitments here." See, if there is no pressing commitment, it's not that you have to say no. But Swamiji was coming, or there were some events lined up here. So my obligation was here. So you cannot go by that surface emotion. My sister, and she felt hurt. Just to please her, I cater to her emotions. As far as possible, you accommodate others' emotions. We are not saying no. So we can go on multiplying examples from day-to-day life. So extremely important you understand this concept. Are we okay? Any doubts? All clear. All right. So have a great Sunday, and see you next week.
Thank you, Amitji.
Thank you, Amitji.
Thank you,
Have a good
Amitji.
day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amitji.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.